Gefran is a multinational company with family roots in Italy. They specialize in industrial automation, sensors, and motion control. Galco was invited to be a part of the exciting grand opening celebration of Gefran's newest facility in North Andover, Massachusetts, right outside of Boston. Now that the facility is officially up and running, take a look inside with us. So I'm here with Marcello. He's the GM of Gefran. So can you tell me about why you moved?
We decided to move 1 year ago. In the past, Gefran Inc. was producing melt pressure sensor only. For the future, in order to expand our market share in the US, we want to have more manufacturing capability, and for that we need more space. And that's the reason why we decided to move.
And how about your plans for the future?
The plan of the futures pass through having a major manufacturing capability locally in order to be able to produce more products and to serve properly the market and the customer according to their needs.
Right. And so I noticed earlier your slogan is Beyond Technology. Can you tell me what that means?
Yes, Beyond Technology is the essence of our competitiveness. It means everything that is behind technology, everything that is behind the product are the people that with passion works every day in Gefran in order to guarantee the product, the quality and the service that our customers are looking for.
Awesome. Thank you, Marcello.
Thank you. You're welcome. Thank you very much.
Gefran offers precision devices for measuring process variables, temperature, power, pressure, and position, which are all made here in their new facility. All right, well, I'm here with production manager Kevin Sellers. He's gonna show me a little bit about the process here.
Absolutely.
All right.
So everything starts right here in the kitting raw stock area. This is all our products, all our sub-assemblies to build our melt sensors on the floor. I'll bring you through some of the key areas that we need to go through. So our production orders are actually generated through this piece of equipment right here, SAP, and everything's generated and it hits the floor in these totes that you see up against the wall over here. If you come with me, I'll show you where it all starts. Okay, so over here we have a bunch of different totes. If you look at the totes, you can see dates. The guys work off of the earlier dates. Right now we don't have any, but if you saw anything in here that was in a red tote, that would be a very hot item. It has to go through the system really fast. This right here is just standard melt sensors that we're trying to run through right now. For instance, this particular unit right here is assembled and it's ready to be sent over and be welded up at our laser welder. Okay?
Great.
So let's go over to the laser welder and I'll show you what I mean by that. So over here is our laser welder. And our laser welder will be doing anything that's laser welded. Here we go. This part was just done earlier today. If you look at the end of this piece right here, this capillary tube that shoots down, comes to the end of this snout, was laser welded at the very end. That means this is sealed up and it's waiting for the diaphragm weld to be done on the end of that. Diaphragm weld. Do we have one that's already welded? Here we go. Goes right in the same box. So here we go with one that's already welded.
Perfect. Oh yeah.
All right, so this one here, a second to take this off. This had the diaphragm welded on the end of it, okay? Mm-hmm. So the first weld is the actual capillary weld on the inside. Seals this capillary to the end of this snout. Once this diaphragm's welded on the end of this whole area is all sealed off from the environment. The only thing that's exposed is this very small hole right here. Once this is done, they'll do a secondary weld on this, which we call a hot weld, and another weld here we call a thermocouple weld. Mm-hmm. Once this is all welded up, this sensor can go into the fill room, be filled with the media, whether it be oil, mercury. When it comes out the next morning, this sensor is ready to be calibrated.
Cool.
Okay.
So what's the production capacity like for these?
Right now, we are able to do 50 mercury sensors a day and 30 oil sensors a day.
All right. Is there a reason why there's a difference between the two?
It's just supply and
Okay.
demand for that particular product. We do more mercury right now. We are going to a NAC filling that's going to probably take a lot of our mercury fill away and go towards NAC. Mercury is a substance that is starting to be banned across across a lot of the country. So we have that option now to go towards the NAC. The NAC plant is over there. It should be up and running by January of this year is the target goal on that.
And what is NAC?
NAC is it's another type of mercury is a metal, and NAC is sodium potassium in its state that's closed. It's considered a metal, but it's safer than mercury. When it hits the environment, it turns into a inert, basic sodium is left, which is salt.
Yeah.
So it's not
much safer.
Yeah, it's way more safer.
All right.
So this is the laser welder. This is where every single one of our sensors goes through this process to be capillary welded and diaphragm welded. Once that's done, the sensors now come over to the filling process. So after that process, sensors come out here. They go back and forth here. First thing they do is they have this plastic piece put on, and then whatever connector they need on here, or I should say electronics they need on here. We have millivolt output, we have 4 to 20 output, 0 to 10 output. Whatever the customer's requirements are, we put that connector, that circuit on. We calibrate it per what output it needs. We have amplified calibration over here. We have millivolt calibration over there. Once that's done, it comes back over here again, and you will see that what's basically left is a sensor that's been calibrated. It has the circuit on it, but now it has to be all sealed up top. So we take this fill tube and we wrap it around so we can put this shell on. This flat cable right here will go on here and be soldered. And then the other side will go to our mating 6-pin connector. Mm-hmm. That will go on here, that will go on there with this in between. Once that's all said and done, the sensor is now set to be labeled, inspected for its last time, and then shipped either to the customer or put in stock. That area is right over here.
Final check.
Final check. Incoming inspection and final check. So this is what the sensor basically looks like before it's labeled, packaged, ready to go out the door. You can see the crimp on the top. Mm-hmm. Connected secure. The sensor's checked for the diaphragm, make sure everything looks good. We do a final check for the output of the sensor to make sure that the sensor output on the way out the door is exactly as it was when we saw when we calibrated it. We make sure that the auto zero function works. We make sure that aesthetically there's no issues, as the sensor hasn't been dropped. If everything looks good and it passes all that, we do a final check, which is a ground fault check, meaning we check every single pin coming off of the connector to make sure there's no ground fault interruptions coming out of the circuit. If we know that's good, this sensor right here, which is very close to being done, will have the labels applied, netting around it, a different cap on the end that'll be ready to either go into stock or go to the customer.
For more information about Gefran or any of their products, please visit galco.com.